Mixing luxury and sports all in one. Welcome back to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online, and if you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate if you'd purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Today, we'll be going over a two-tone Serti Slate Submariner from Rolex. Reference number 16613. This is a Y serial model, meaning that it came out around 2000-2001, depending on the sequence on which it appeared with the Y serial. Alright, so this is a Rolex Submariner, entirely stainless steel with yellow gold trim on the intermediate links, as well as the bezel with an aluminum insert Serti Slate dial. Alright, also 18 karat gold, yellow gold on the crown as well. I'll be going over the case, dial, bezel, crown, the movement, and the bracelet, and I'll be giving you my thoughts on these as we go throughout the video. Alright, so first, this case, 40 millimeters from finger to thumb. Alright, it is 12.8 millimeters thick, and lug to lug 47 millimeters. All right, so rather small for a Submariner, and that's because this is before they introduced the super case to the Submariner. So it actually is a bit smaller, much smaller actually, compared to the current modern day Submariners of, say, 2015 and beyond. All right, so that means the case itself is thinner in profile. You have these lugs much smaller, all right, giving more room to the bezel and the dial to follow with that. All right, so brush finishing on the tops of these lugs with high polish along the sides. All right, brush finishing underneath as well with that screw down case back, winding crown, giving it a 330 foot or 1,000 meter water resistance, as you can see clearly on the dial at the 6 o'clock position. Right, 300 meters or 1,000 feet. All right, now this bezel is 18 karat gold with an aluminum insert. So the aluminum insert, I think, gives it a very nice sort of broader range of color values than, say, the Cerachrome and the ceramic inserts. So this blue insert makes it a very radiant blue, makes it so that when you see it in certain types of light, it really shows every single style, every single value of that blue within this hue. It's a very deep blue, but with the reflections and the way that the light reflects off of the aluminum underneath makes it very, very radiant, very, very attractive, very appealing. With the yellow printed on there for all the numbers, it makes it a very easy to read bezel as well. So when you rotate it and you need to say you're doing deep diving, you need to rotate it for those timing decompression stops, you can do so rather easily, and you can also essentially place it, and there we go. I just want to adjust it precisely to that minute hand so that you can then measure your decompression stops appropriately. All right, now this is more of a luxury watch, less of a sports watch, because you have this dial. It's a slate dial, right? Very bright in certain situations, very dark in others, but the diamonds on those intermediate hours between, the 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, and 11 hours have the round set diamonds, 18 karat gold settings with sapphires actually for the 12, 6, and 9 positions. The date aperture is at 3 with a Cyclops lens directly over it with that scratch resistant sapphire crystal on the front. All right, so sapphire all around with diamonds, absolutely beautiful in any sort of light, because the way that these gemstones reflect light, they're not perfectly flat on any one specific side. So depending, it really doesn't depend on the light. You can really see them reflecting light very, very radiantly, very nicely, at just about any angle. Right, now, if you were in a low light situation, let's show you how the illumination works on this dial. There's not a whole lot to speak of outside of the hour, minute, The second hand, very good that they illuminated it with that 0-hour marker pearl on the bezel itself right there. All right, so not a whole lot to speak of, but it can still be worked and used in low light situations or even underwater as needed. So you can certainly, you know, keep the disturbance of marine life to a minimum when you're using this watch. Okay, now onto the functions of this watch. The crown works just as you would expect. All you need to do is just simply unwind the crown to the first position. It allows you to wind the watch. Rather simple. So at a dead stop, you can really just rotate this about like 25 to 30 times to get it to a full wind. No problem there. All right, pull out to the second position. Actually, I'll pull it out to the final position because I need to show you this date aperture. Okay. All right, so pull out to the second position, and you can then advance the date by rotating it about a quarter turn. All right, so if you find yourself on the 28th of February, for example, and tomorrow is March 1st, then you can just simply rotate it just a couple times to March 1st rather easily. All right, pull the crown out to the final position. Notice that it stops the seconds hand. Very, very unique because this is a rather old movement. All right, more on that in a second, but you can then adjust the minute hand as necessary and precisely so that you can then press the crown back in, wind it tightly against the case to ensure that 1,000 meters or 1,000 feet or 300 meters of water resistance. And note that it is the trip lock waterproofness system, so you get the highest grade of waterproofness. So you can certainly go to those 300 meters should you so desire. All right, so what makes all this work? It is that movement, as I just said. It is the caliber 3135, right? So it is an automatic self-winding perpetual movement. It has 31 joules, and it is the first movement by Rolex implemented with 28,800 vibrations per hour. Now that is pretty standard among all Rolex watches in the modern era, but in 2000, 2001, this was not really heard of. So this allows you to have extremely good accuracy down to, you know, precise almost with the way that second hand moves. It moves in conjunction with those 28,800 beats per hour, 4 hertz, 4 times a second at the very least. All right, so it has a diameter of 28.5 millimeters and allows for those hours, minutes, functions, and hours, minutes, and seconds functions center mounted, as you can see, the hour, minute, and seconds hands with the date aperture at the 3, allowing you to actually have that stop seconds. Very useful if you want precise timekeeping. All right, and so this is a certified chronometer from Rolex. So you have the plus or minus 2 second time differential per day. So you have extremely good precision, good accuracy with timekeeping. All right. And when it comes to the overall framing of this watch, we're looking at this bracelet here. Now this is a solid end link bracelet. There's no holes in this case. So you have a solid construction all in one, very uniform. It goes very well together. That high polish down the center with those bright yellow gold links, intermediate links, with high polish on the sides of the steel with a satin brush finishing on the top. All right, so this is the Oyster style flat 3-piece links going down to the stamped clasp there. This is the older style with the security lock. So just lift that security, lift up the clasp, easy as you'd like. It has the Rolex stamped logo on the inside there, and the extension as you would need for, say, deep diving. And to open it, you just simply need to press on that little circle there, which will then deploy the inner portion, which then you can pull out and have an extra, you know, more than 20 millimeters of distance there. So if you need to place this watch over your wetsuit, you certainly have that option to do so. All right, and it closes with a very loud snap, you know, very satisfying. All right, going all the way back around, a nice reverse taper, an enlargening or embiggening, whatever the word is, back to the case. It makes it a very tasteful presentation overall. And while we're here, I'll try it on the wrist, give you some more of my thoughts as to how it feels and how it wears. Now, this is a rather large bracelet for me. I'll have to pinch it to actually get it to fit, and you know, it's actually a very good size for only being a 40 millimeter watch. That's about as large as I would go personally. 41 is pushing it, so I get a really good ratio of case to bracelet here. I'm getting a good sense of the framing, and it's very easy to read with that 40 millimeter case. It gives me a very good clear view of that dial with that slate sunburst dial, sun ray finishing, radial finishing, gives it a very good attractive look. Attracts attention very, very easily as well. All right, and with this color scheme, it's a very neutral color scheme, so it will fit with just about any sort of dress, any sort of suit, anything you really like. The only conflict you could potentially have would be with this blue bezel, but honestly, name someone you know who does not like the color blue. Go ahead, I'll wait. Leave a comment down below if you know anyone, all right? So when it comes to the weight distribution, I'll wear it a little bit higher on my wrist so I get a better sense of that, all right? So weight distribution, very, very nice. It's a little bit more in the case, but you know, honestly, this clasp here with the bracelet, I believe these are hollow links as well. If I can slide it down and show you, zoom in a bit, those intermediary links are actually hollow, so it's not quite as heavy, but that actually lends to the usefulness of this watch in a practical sense at least, so that if you really need to go, you know, do rapid swimming, this won't drag you down, right? If you need to go running, this will not add too much extra weight to you, and the way that it's distributed, it's actually, with this smaller case, it's actually not too bad of a balance. I can feel that there's a watch on me, but it's not ridiculous, like say a Royal Oak offshore chronograph, for example. All right, so this gives you best of both worlds, luxury and sports, and when it comes to the overall feel, very comfortable as always with the Oyster style links. Can never go wrong with that. Okay, so enough of what I think. What do you think about this watch? Let us know down in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like as well. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, if you'd like to purchase this watch or any other watch, visit us in our online store at jazztime.com.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.